time 30-30. I think we've got a call coming. We apologize for that delay. We've just been having some internet issues, but the score is 30-30, and we're at a 9:30 time. Lebov is headed to the box. So it's going to be a contact penalty there on Lebov. So power play here, opportunity for Washington. You love to see them make it count. They'll have budget control by virtue of the foul. Is Julia Bear subbing in a beater for the first time in a few games? Okay, he has the ball. And that's back to Cole. Hodges beat out. Oh, a beautiful look. That's the kind of looks we only see from this Washington team. Cole to Mulcahy for the goal. Washington suddenly has a 40-30 lead on a 30-0 run.
Yeah, I love that off-ball movement. Brian Mulcahy streaking towards the hoops. Cole was able to find him.
We apologize again for the internet issues we were having, but we hope to be with you the rest of the way here for this last game of our Super Series. 40-30 right now in favor of the Washington Admirals, looking to extend what has been one heck of a 3-game win streak that includes 2 over the Boston Forge. But Charlotte not to be trifled with, trying to really put their best foot forward, put all of their best players on the field, and see if they can secure a series win. It would be their first in program history, their second in program history after taking one against Rochester in the first Super Series.
Yeah, and Quincy Hildreth is back on the pitch as Lee Hodge shades around.
And he'll just love to watch him work. He was looking for Diana Howard there, but Rachel Heald, who has plenty of keeper experience, even as a chaser there, goes flying through the zone with the deflection. Such a valuable asset to have a player like Heald who can play the chaser role, but also, if your defense has to make some shifts, has plenty of experience playing keeper.
Yeah, she's been strong defensively, and I liked that little bit of a zone look from Washington.
So Bourne and Bear remain the beating pair. Lazuski has the ball behind, working on Hildreth. Oh, puts Hildreth into the ground. Dodges a Richard beat. A beautiful effort from Lazuski there for the goal.
Lawrence Lazuski, I've loved what he's brought to the Washington Admirals this weekend. The 2012 Team USA player has provided key goals for the Admirals in the middle of games.
Yeah, and we mentioned Katrina Hicks being a mother on this team. Lawrence Lazuski, freshly a father of just a couple weeks ago. Hodge here working on Mulcahy. Ball out over to Daly. Daly has some room to run, floats one to Hildreth. Hildreth does a beautiful job avoiding Cole and fires one, but Lazuski's there to deflect it. Wasn't sure if it was a shot or a pass. Either way, it's not going to work out there for Charlotte. Washington really starting to assert itself in the middle half of this game. A beat there on Hodge. Lazuski going to be in the lane again. Lazuski, though, can't get that one to fall, and Daly's going to recover it. Getting some subs. Hartman going back into the game. Howard West coming out. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more of Presley today, and we're already not seeing any more of Davis today, so Charlotte getting a little bit deeper into the depth. I also think they want to save Classic for Seeking at this point. I would be surprised if they make it back into the Quaffle game before the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, I like this line, though. Watch what Logan Harkman does off ball as Lee Hodge ball handles on the wing.
Okay, he's going to be beat out. A smart move as one of the strongest point defenders in the game.
Rachel Heald is boxing up Logan Hartman around the hoops.
Yeah, and it's a big beat there. And Lazuski's going the other way. Swings around Daly. Has a lot of open field. Lazuski trying to score another one, and he does. He's just been a scoring machine every time he stepped on the pitch for this team.
Yeah, no, it's great. And he's going to sub out now. What an effective shift from Lawrence Lazuski.
Yeah, and speaking of efficient offense, TJ Jenneret also coming onto the field. He's been super efficient in his scoring as well.
This Washington team has so many weapons. John Sheridan, too, checking back in. This is really exciting to watch them put it all together today so far.
Bear with a big tackle on Bonadio, but just eats a beat for her trouble. she kind of leaves Bourne out on an island, which is going to result in a no-budger situation. Hildreth is eventually going to have a no-budger opportunity. He's got to get by Sheridan, though, first. He can't. A great wrap by Sheridan, but another beat's going to spring him. He gets in the lane. Oh, look, it was Logan Hartman again.
Yeah, and great conversion from the Charlotte Aviators of a no-budgers opportunity. They've been one of the best teams in the league at that, it seems. Very effective.
Yeah, and it's going to be a timeout from Washington. Just don't want the momentum to swing too much there. They looked a little bit out of sorts on that possession to allow Charlotte to finally get a goal. But, I mean, we've got another tightly contested game. We've been blessed with them literally all series long, with the exception of maybe a couple ones that got out of control in the Boston-Charlotte series. But what do you want to see from Charlotte as they kind of come down the stretch here?
Yeah, one thing you touched on a few minutes ago is I want to see more of Erin Smeckrud in the game with the ball in her hands. I think she just adds another element to what they can do and gives them a more balanced attack so that they can trust all of their players on the field and cycle the quaffle around a little bit more to force the Washington defense to rotate and maybe get them out of the position. It's a tough proposition because the Washington Admirals chaser defense has been so stout, but I think they can do it with the players that they have.
Yeah. And I just want to take an opportunity just to kind of shout out what this Charlotte Aviators program has done in its first season, right? I mean, a lot of these programs are really grabbing from a very small geographic area where a lot of players are. And a lot of these areas have really a lengthy Quidditch history. Charlotte's coming from North Carolina, South Carolina, not an area that gets necessarily as much notoriety. And also players are coming from a lot of places. I mean, you talk about a player like Perry Wang, who's never kind of played with the Carolina core. You talk about, Cody LeBove and Celine Richard coming up from Louisiana for the first time. I could go on and on. Some players coming back to the sport like Classic and like Presley. And they've been competitive across the board in all of their matchups against some in one of the most competitive divisions I think the MLQ has ever seen, this East Division. And it's still up in the air whether they're going to have to qualify. They actually might end up being reliant on their opponents in this game, the Washington Admirals, to secure them the spot when Washington finishes up their season against Rochester next week. I'll talk about those scenarios a little bit more once this one is decided. But, I mean, this team definitely has an inside track at minimum to qualify for championships, and a lot to be proud of, win or lose in this one.
For sure.
So we're going to get started here again. Cole has the ball and swing it over to Jenneret. Jenneret, the lefty, favoring the left side of the field. Marked closely by Burns. Attempt there by Bourne is blocked very easily, and then Bonadio delivers a very nice snipe. Madison Burns is going to tie up Justin Cole, and they do try to attack the zone, but I think it's going to go the other way in a hurry. There's no bludger back. Quincy Hildreth has a full head of steam. Tina Jenneret is going to be beat. But now Julia Bear is back. It's a sliced pass over to Madison Burns, and I think Sheridan is going to get a penalty for going over the top of her.
And that's a great hustle play from Madison Burns to find the quaffle on the ground, get to it first, and keep possession alive for the Charlotte Aviators.
Yeah. She's going to be in a tough spot here because Cole is going to be all over her, but it looks like I believe Logan Hartman should be a pretty free outlet to reset this offensive possession. Could get a little bit more aggressive and try out just Daly as well, but Daly would then have not very much support once she gets the pass. Burns is just squaring herself away from Cole to begin with. Is able to get free enough to throw the ball in the direction of Hildreth. Bourne chooses not to step high. So reset used, but no other damage here for Charlotte. Working a power play now. Jenneret, a high tackle on Hildreth. Does get beat. And Hildreth comes off broom. So it's going to be Logan Hartman who picks up instead. Hildreth will check back in. Hartman not in his preferred role as ball carrier. Hamill's just walking him in. If he gets any closer, we know Hartman's going to try a shot.
Yeah,
Bourne
here
shoots.
he goes.
Here he is. He's in the lane. And there it is. And Cole, again, we've talked about that defensive presence, makes the stop.
Yeah, one thing Justin Cole did there is he kind of disguised his length. You know, he kept his arms down, which is usually not advised by coaches. But at the last second, he got his hand up and met the shot, blocked what Hartman saw was an open hoop.
Yeah, and he has some of the most deceptive length in the sport. We saw it on display on some of the offensive sets yesterday. But, yeah, definitely he comes up with the stop there. And kind of not what you want to see from Charlotte facing the quaffle power play. There was literally no ball movement in the entire set.
Yeah.
So, basically, they were allowing Washington to take no downsides for not having John Sheridan in the game, and he's now going to check in, penalty killed. 60-40 the score. deep into the secret floor at this point. Charlotte has bludger control. Melissa Smith was looking for an idea on Wang, but not to be at this moment. Hamill, can't make a clean beat on Smith. She comes up with the bludger. Cody Nardon's going to get bludger control because Wang was not able to help out. Big play there by Melissa Smith. And I think to compound the issue, I think we might be looking at a back contact penalty on Hamill. So Hamill picks up the yellow card. So it's going to be a beater power play for Washington. Yeah. So what can Sheridan do? He just served his penalty. Can he be the spark plug for a goal on a power play here? 60-40. Nardone looking to run a 1.5 here. Perry Wang's having none of that. Floated pass behind. Jennerit's going to come up with it. Marked by Burns. Stutter step to get by Burns into the lane. And Hartman says no.
What a defensive play by Logan Hartman. Wags his finger.
Yeah. He was kind of fired up and wanted to run it down fast, and his bench is like, hey, we're still on a beater power play, so maybe you can walk it up a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Flanagan gets a couple more minutes here, first time on the pitch in this game.
Perry Wang is going to be charged with protecting Hartman here.
Yeah. Wang gets a beat there on Smith and a catch on Nardone. Wang is dominating the play. It's no bludger.
He's going to have all of them.
He's also going to have to play solo defense because no qualified players are back. So in the weirdest possible way that a bludger power play can end in a goal, the issue was that Charlotte had no quaffle players back, and Perry Wang allows the goal while monitoring all three bludgers.
Oh, that's such tough luck for Perry Wang, who made an outstanding play to get all three bludgers, but none of his chasers were back, and he didn't see John Sheridan soon enough. Sheridan, props to him for the recognition that he could score on three bludgers back.
Yep, so Sheridan with the goal, 70-40 is going to be the score. Just a knock on Flanagan on the far side. Howard Watts going to check in for him. Charlotte's next player up strategy really getting tested to its core just as the knocks start to add up on this sideline. Yep. So Washington ahead here looking to complete what would be a 4-game win streak to end the series. Do you think there is any really big changes in this program as the season went on, or do you think the results just finally started going their way?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest changes has been putting Brendan Hutton in at seeker. I don't know if they win without his catches. They weren't going to him early on. They didn't have him for the first 2 games against New York, and then we're mainly starting TJ Jenneret, who did secure a catch against New York to his credit. But I would say it begins there, and then also just with the growth out of Washington's beater core. They've had a number of players who did not enter the season wanting to play beater necessarily, who have stepped in and just been aggressive and focused on quaffle play to try to create openings for their team. That kind of mentality has been key to their turnaround, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, even on just in this game alone, we're seeing a huge shift out of Colin Bourne, a person who had never played a minute of beater in his life before he signed up for the Admirals this season. So, it has been a lot of that. And then it's that little change we've talked about in the lines a lot, that Dale Farnan swap with Brian Mulcahy that has paid huge dividends for this team. Honestly, arguably made both lines stronger. And those big key minutes, obviously, Dale Farnan was the one on the pitch when they needed that goal to beat Boston in the first game. Mulcahy didn't score the last goal. It was Tyler Trudeau in the second game, but was also on the pitch for that one. Flanagan headed off the pitch with a little help from 2 of his teammates. Got that left ankle all taped up. Teams are taking that water break to the best they can. It has gotten a little hotter out here. We actually had a pretty cool overcast morning and honestly a beautiful day yesterday.
Yeah.
I knew it was supposed to get into the 90s today. We're starting to feel that for the first time as this game continues. I'm sure the players are feeling it as well.
Right. The sun is out here in D.C. now, and the turf is heating up.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have those black pellets on this turf, which is always those things reflect so much light. But yeah, I mean, beautiful facility. And as we said yesterday, we're grading on a curve when it comes to what the weather in July is going to be in Washington. Yeah. And on the curve, I'd say it's definitely been an A.
Yeah.
So to run down the series from next weekend, which I'm very worried that I'm going to mess one or two up, in the East Division, Washington will be playing Rochester, and there will be championship implications in that series. Basically, no matter what the results of this game are, this Rochester team could make championships if they sweep the Washington Admirals. Any other result, and Rochester would be the team who fails to qualify. In the North Division, we get Detroit taking on Indianapolis for what is basically going to be a game for second place in that division because already Minneapolis is locked up first place, and I believe Cleveland has already locked up last place. And in the South Division, we get a super series. Every team just short of coming in undefeated with San Antonio picking up that loss. But Kansas City, a team everyone was super excited about when they swept League City. And then Austin, obviously one of the top teams in the league, in San Antonio, semifinalist in 2019 as well. So you can catch all that action across our Facebook platforms as well as on the MLQ YouTube. Action is ready to start again here. All of the bludgers, as we were saying, were way behind the hoops. But actually, Perry Wang, unfortunately, was not able to defend any more than one of those bludgers. So it is going to be Washington coming around with bludger control. So right after the lengthy stoppage, we get another timeout from Charlotte. I think they're definitely licking their wounds a bit, obviously down quite a few players, and I think they're just trying to take every minute they can.
Yeah, spell some rest for Logan Hartman, for Quincy Hildreth, and all of their beating core. Salinder Short has been everywhere, covering ground. So yeah, they'll want to with the players that they have remaining, be fresh heading into Snitch-on-pitch, where they can hang with a Washington Admirals team in the quaffle game, if not outplay them. And it looks like they'll be turning to Devon Classic as their starting seeker, with Davis and Presley out with injury.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only a 30-point margin right now, so all it would take is a catch to basically erase all of that and put us into a first to blank goals wins.
Yeah.
Teams are breaking their huddles now. So ball will be with Hauerwas, Hartman, Daly alongside him, as well as Madison Burns. So we got 2 more minutes of Seeker Floor action. I think Charlotte is in no real rush to use too much of that to play active Quidditch. I think they would love to just get into the breakdown 30 and see how the Seeker game goes. Admirals, meanwhile, have played a lot of depth in this game specifically, so I think they're going to be very fresh for the post-20-minute portion of the series.
Yeah, they're showing a 2-2 zone. Julia Bear and Rachel Heald in the game as chasers, and Brendan Hutton and Cody Nardone in as beaters. They've gone to this lineup later in games, and I think it's been effective.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to have the ability to put 2 Team USA chasers on the field together like that,
yeah,
it's the kind of opportunity you take.
Especially with the hoop coverage of Rachel Heald in a zone like this. It's been huge. So
the slow pace that I think everyone was kind of expecting out of Charlotte here, especially without even having bludger control. Hauerwas holding it for a long time. We'll see if maybe a stall warning is going to come at some point, because Hauerwas has not taken a lot of steps in the past 15 seconds. Yep, there's the warning from Ricky Nelson. Call goes to Daly. Oh, big miss there from Wang. A nice deflection there by Logan Hartman, but I think Hauerwas is in trouble here. Sheridan taking it. He's going to go end-to-end. Oh, Wang with the recovery beat. Hutton missed, and Wang did not.
What a beat from Perry Wang in transition to eliminate the goal from John Sheridan that looked to be good.
Yeah, that is a heck of a snipe there from Perry Wang, keeping the deficit at 30. They get bludger control off the play as well. Celine Richard, always dangerous in the defensive zone to watch for the beat and make her opportunity, especially with the speed. And now, will Charlotte be able to hold for the last possession of the quarter? Yes, they will. Alrighty, so that is going to end the possession. 20-minute mark. Down 30. I mean, that's exactly what Charlotte wanted to get to.
Yeah.
They've got bludger control, and they're down 30.
Yeah, no, Charlotte is in a good position right now. Even with all the injuries, they have Devin Classic checking into the game as seeker, and he's going to put them in a position to win, they hope.
Yeah, he's looking for his first catch of his MLQ career, but had plenty of them back in the day for App State. Meanwhile, interesting to see if Hutton gets another start. I think he actually might still be in the game at beater, so I'm not sure he's going to get the seeker start. I didn't notice if there was a sub right at the end there. I see Generate with the yellow headband on. Tyler Trudeau does not have a yellow, and Hutton's still wearing the black, so I'm imagining it's going to be Generate that's going to get the start.
Yeah, we'll see what Generate can do. I mean, he caught one against New York, and I'm sure that he's hungry to catch one today, too.
Yep. And I believe it was Smutney that he caught in that series.
Yeah,
So
I think that's right.
another shot here.
Yeah.
Smutney's had a very strong weekend. Beckman did eventually get the grab, but it was after quite some time in the last game.
Yeah, and he looked good doing it, too. I mean, there were not a lot of close chances before Beckman ultimately caught the snitch. I think the size of Classic is a good option for Charlotte here on Smetny.
So we know it's going to be Classic, and I believe it will be Generate in a second here. Yeah, Generate will be taking the... Yeah, because Hutton is, in fact, on the field. So maybe a bit of roster mismanagement there from the Admirals to not get off Hutton a little bit earlier. We'll see if they pay any price for it. We're about to get started. Hauerwas has the ball, down 30. Set score is 130, 70-40 the score right now. Ricky Nelson are about to get a start here in the snitch-on-pitch period. Wang's going to take an immediate sub out, which is going to put a lot of pressure on Celine Richard, and she cannot handle it. And I think, no, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Goldberg makes the beat, and he's able to keep bludger control. Both seekers, though, are going to get a free shot right off the bat until Goldberg can get there. Nardone's taking a sub, which is going to give even more time. Hutton's finally now getting out of the game. Classic's all alone here with Smutney. He'll just swings one over to Daly. Daly's able to recover. Justin Cole closing fast. She flips one out. Hartman needs to box out Sheridan, and he does. Flings it over to Burns. Generate's now getting his first shot as a floating pass from Burns gets knocked down by Cole.
And the Charlotte Beaters have established a bubble here on the snitch. That's Goldberg and Lebov, who are going to try to create some opportunities for Devin Classic here.
Yeah. By the way, I should never say never. We talked about Davis being out all day, but he has put on a yellow headband as Trudeau drives right through the zone, scores easily, 80-40 in favor of Washington. Classic getting all the time in the world thanks to the strong play of Goldberg and Lebov. Burgess and... Sorry, I don't even see his beater partner on the field right now.
Oh, it's Gregorian,
are in right
retrieving
now.
the third bludger.
But Gregorian's actually going to be able to lock up Classic at his own hoop until Goldberg recovers. Diana Howard has an opportunity there, floats one over. Logan Hartman's in a foot race with Trudeau. He's going to win that. And just swings over to Howard. Howard's going to have a lot of space here, trying to get past Heald. Heald knocks Howard's broom right off. Ryan Davis has entered the game. First time we've seen Ryan Davis all day and almost gets him with a diving grab.
Oh, this is Willis Reed in the NBA Finals. Ryan Davis coming back from injury to play in the
And he
Seeker
is
game.
literally hobbling back to his hoops. Bear with the ball, now a 40-point lead, 80-40. Joe Goldberg deflects a pass back. Ryan Davis just trying to get up to the snitch. Burns is going to take the quaffle turnover. Quincy Hildreth's going to go the other way. It's going to be through Trudeau first. He does that, no problem. Now it's Sharon. The stunner steps, easily gets to the hoops. Quincy Hildreth, always the person you want with a head of steam.
Oh, Quincy Hildreth with a big goal for the Charlotte Aviators.
80-50 now the score. We get a stoppage. It seems to be over in the Seeker game. Not much else happening after that goal. Blue card. I think it was a team foul because they're sending Trudeau into the box, but I don't think it was his foul. Okay, it's a bench penalty for too much talking.
Yellow line on that side of the yellow line.
So that's going to be an immediate turnover, and now Charlotte can get something going. Lee Hodge now has the space to work. Lee Hodge scores. Just like that, back-to-back goals for Charlotte. It's suddenly 80-60.
Two very quick goals from Charlotte, and they've been able to take advantage of quaffle penalties throughout the weekend.
Ryan Davis is still limping back and forth to the snitch. Hutton now in the game, the only person to catch for Washington so far this weekend. Trudeau flings it over to Bear, marked by Smeckrud. Oh, and Julia Bear floats one through, 90-60.
Bear's money. She's finding her shot now.
Game is to 130. Oh, loose ball. Okay, he forces it out of Hildreth. Who's going to get there first? It's still loose. I think we're finally going to get a card amongst all that. So it's going to be a legal slide on Mulcahy. There goes the best point defender they have on the field right now. It's going to be up to Heald and Trudeau to step up and make this hit. Because as we've seen, Quincy Hildreth with a head of steam is not an easy stop. 90-60 to score. Hildreth's not in a rush here, just goes over to Smeckrud. I would like to see a bit more of a rush. I think Charlotte needs every goal they can get. Smeckrud's being given all the space in the world. Goes over to Howard. Howard gets the ball knocked out. A big stop there by Trudeau. Ryan Davis still trying to get in on Smutney. Oh, Ryan Davis has it! Ryan Davis completely just limping back and forth to the snitch. Has the grab. Went one arm, then went the other arm. We will see if it stands.
Well, that is one of the most incredible things I've seen in a Major League Quidditch match. Ryan Davis coming back from injury. They make a snitch catch on a really tough snitch in Smutney, and the refs are discussing now to see if the catch will stand.
Love the two-arm look from Davis. And Davis, who sat the entire day just to come out and do this seeking, makes the grab. And the Charlotte Aviators have a 5-point lead. It is 1st to 40 here to decide this series.
Oh, boy, we are in for a treat. The Admirals, after cruising in their past couple games and feeling all the momentum in the world heading into this game, are now down and will have to come back in order to end the weekend on a positive note.
As Ryan Davis lies out on the sideline, I hear the quote, "Oh, it hurts so bad," but it has to feel so good to have come up with that grab. Perry Wang wins a battle with Bourne. All the Bludgers are now on his side. Nardone is going to recover one eventually. And there it is. Charlotte's still not taking possession of all the Bludgers, which is making Nardone not be allowed to claim third Bludger immunity. Oh, and Nardone makes a catch, but now it's no Bludgers. But now it's going the other way. Mulcahy scores first. Now it's 3 more goals needed for Washington, 4 more goals needed for the Aviators.
And I love the creativity from Perry Wang, but you just can't lose sight of the quaffle game entirely in such a close game.
Yeah, that's the problem. It was kind of creativity in spite of itself.
Yep.
Score table talking to the head ref. We're just waiting on a call. Scores 195 if the goal's good.
I'm going to tell them, but it's 1.
All right. Seems to be no call, just a conversation between the score table and the head ref. It makes the score 100-95 in favor of Washington, but it's a no-budget situation because of the dominance that Goldberg and Perry Wang have been showing. And Lee Hodge goes end-to-end. It is now first to 3, 105-100.
Oh, and Joe Goldberg and Perry Wang make up for the mistake on the other end, just clearing out a huge lane for Lee Hodge to drive through and score. I love it from the Charlotte Aviators.
Yeah. Well, there has never been an MLQ Super Series quite like this one.
No.
Washington, after scoring a giant upset win over Boston, now at risk of being upset themselves. It's first to 3 here to decide Game 3 of this matchup. Ryan Mulcahy rips one across, but Quincy has the block. Are there intermediators back? I'm not sure there are. Melissa Smith is going to have to chase it down, but she will reset. And we go to a half-court set. It's still first to 3. Celine Richard back in the game at beater. Bludger control has gone back to Washington. Logan Hartman joining his teammate, kind of the Bang brothers of this team in the way they play offense around the hoops. No immediate markup on Hartman. I don't know if that will last. Melissa Smith is actually going to go try to beat him out, but it's not going to be able to. Bonadio is called beat. Oh, so Richard dodged the beat from Melissa Smith. No, she didn't. But there's no budget around. Quincy Hildreth flips it off to Howard. Howard can't find anyone, and she is knocked down by Mulcahy. A defensive stop there for Washington.
Yeah, that's huge chaser defense from Mulcahy. Coming off the penalty a few minutes ago, he's back in the game and making an impact on the defensive end.
Yeah. Mulcahy, the exact type of player you want in this kind of situation. Very few mistakes, always putting in 110% effort, always winning the 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
105-100, a Charlotte lead, first to 130. Sheridan has the ball on the wing. Smekrid's coming up now. Mulcahy now has some space. Tries to get by Hodge, flings it way over. I think I just put a caster curse there on Brian Mulcahy.
I think you did. Because we've seen them do that time and time again this weekend. Mulcahy and Cole connecting. That time, the turnover bug returned to the Washington Admirals.
I got to say, a little bit surprised to see Julia Bear back in the game here. I don't think we've seen Katrina Hicks for a while. I'm not sure if she picked up a knock, and maybe that is why Bear is playing alongside her beater partner, Bernie Burgess. Right now, Hicks is under an umbrella on the sideline sitting down. A lot good spacing here from Charlotte. Oh, no. Again, I'm just jinxing teams left and right. Oh, no. Hodge doesn't step out of bounds, but Mulcahy is marking him tight. Oh, Hodge slips out of the tackle from Mulcahy. Trying to get in the lane. Julia Bear with the high commit forces the turnover. Sheridan's got open seas in front of him, and he's got Mulcahy in front of him. Mulcahy making up for the last play. He'll score. It is 110-105. Washington needs 2 more goals. Charlotte needs 3 more goals.
Open seas. I love it from the Washington Admirals.
So Mulcahy, because he shot unnecessarily through a hoop to delay the game, will pick up a blue card. So Brian Mulcahy did not need to do anything but score it right through hoops. Because he launched one, head ref Ricky Nelson has called delay a game, which means Mulcahy will have to serve a minute in the box. An opportunity for Charlotte to level things up here. They need 3 right now. Washington needs 2.
Yeah, and this is the most important quaffle penalty that the Charlotte Aviators have seen. They have to convert just like they have been doing all weekend.
Hodge, Smekrud, Hartman, and Hildreth, the chasers, with Bonadio and Richard in the beater game. Bludger control is with Bear and with Burgess. This is all about just who wants to put in the extra effort at this point. These rosters both have plenty of injuries, plenty of minor knocks. They've played 6 games each at this point, and it's just about who wants to get the goals in the hoops. Another stoppage here. I assume it's in the beater game, is all that was happening in the quaffle game with some back and forth passing. Okay, he's still serving his penalty.
Yes, Lynn Richard is in some discussions with the referees. And it looks like she's going to be the one to receive a card.
And that's going to be a costly one here for Charlotte. Because as much as a quaffle penalty is a downer for Washington. Oh, no, it's Bonadio. So it looks like Richard was arguing on her teammate's behalf unsuccessfully.
The call is manipulating immunity from head referee Ricky Nelson.
So Hodge is able to keep it. Can they kill this penalty? Richard in a tough spot there. Burgess gets the beat on her. It's going to be a high press. Charlotte's going to need to take one out of Washington's playbook and try to play offense against the press here, I think. Richard's got a long way to go to a bludger.
And Julia Bear is going to beat out Logan Hartman. There's no one back for Lee Hodge.
Hodge has to reset for sure. It is chaos on the field in the beater game. Richard is a long way from home. It's going to be no bludgers for Rachel Heald. Quincy Heald is beat out. Sheridan gets the ball. Oh, a huge hit! And again, it is Sheridan's broom that continues to let him down. He has been off broom for a long time.
What a hit from Logan Hartman. A defensive stop for the ages to keep the Charlotte Aviators in this game. I love the effort on that play.
It's going to be Hildreth ball. It's going to be useless, the fact that Burgess has a bludger right next to him, because ultimately he is a keeper in his keeper zone. He won't have to advance as long as Burgess is standing right next to him. Richard's going to be able to go gather a bludger, and they might be able to kill this penalty. A smart reset there from Burgess. Goal scenario hasn't changed. Charlotte needs 3. Washington needs 2. Beater penalty has been killed. Hartman, though, is beat, and now it might be going the other way. Justin Cole has space to run. Bonadio has just recovered a bludger. Cole hits the mid-range shot. It is golden goal scenario now for Washington. It's going to take 3 from Charlotte, and Washington just needs the 1. $120-105. Hodge has the ball. Next goal would be a winner for Washington. Charlotte still needs 3. At some point, they need to figure out a way to get bludger control. Burgess and Bear have dominated this game since they came on. Oh, LeBeau can't make the catch. Smekrid's looking to drive in from the side. A big hit from Sheridan. It's around the neck.
And Washington is running.
No. This one is definitely coming back. Multiple refs have seen it. And because Smecker is going to be able to move around the zone, I think it might be a pretty free goal for her.
Like you thought, John Sheridan will head to the box for the penalty.
So Smecker is going to have the ball. She's not. I don't think she can consider a shot here. She's just looking at the reset. Okay, he's headed to the box as well, it looks like, or maybe just a sub. No, just a sub. A little bit of bleeding on the elbow.
And Dale Farnan, who has already scored 1 game-winning goal, will check into the game as Bernie Burgess takes out Aaron Smeckrud.
It's not going to matter. Farnan has it. Farnan looking for the win. Oh! Lee Hodge denies him!
What a block from Lee Hodge, literally keeping the Charlotte Aviators in this game. That's the second big defensive play around the hoops we've seen from the Aviators. Now, can they put it together on the offensive end of the field?
They do have a quaffle advantage, but they cannot seem to break this beater disadvantage. Ryan Davis, who again is still hobbling around the field, has now subbed in at beater.
Oh.
That leg is not holding up great.
Let's see what they can do here.
Hodge with the ball. Davis is looking to work on Bear. Oh, Davis takes it off of
makes
Bear!
the catch.
And he forces the no bludger, but it's a big stop by Cole. Quincy, though, still on broom. Gets wrapped up, but I think they're looking for a potential contact call. We'll see what the call is here. Amadal and Lecomte both with their hands up. We'll see if we get a call. Bludger control is with Davis and LeBeau. It's hard to put into proper words what Davis is doing in here. This is like getting up there on MJ sick game level.
Yeah, this is next level from Ryan Davis. One of the best performances we've seen from a player dealing with an injury that I've seen in Quidditch, with the snitch catch coming in and now in at beater, regaining bludger control. and let's see if the Charlotte Aviators can keep themselves in this game.
Exchange of beats, which is going to put Ryan Davis on an island, which is not a place they want to be right now. Oh, but they knock the ball out with a beat. Can they get to the bludger in time? Trudeau is trying to swing it around. Farnan's not going to miss this time. And the Washington Admirals have completed a 4-game winning streak to close out the series. They have beaten Boston 2-1, and now they have beaten the Charlotte Aviators 2-1 in an exciting Game 3.
Yeah, the Washington Admirals overcome a heroic performance from Ryan Davis, catching the snitch, coming in at beater, just regroup. Even when things aren't going right for them, they're able to find goals. On that last play was a perfect example. Trudeau lost the quaffle, was able to gather and find Farnan, who is streaking towards the far hoop. Outstanding from the Admirals, who are really the story of this weekend. After dropping the first 2 games, they come back and win 4 in a row.
Yep. So that's going to do it for us at the Second East Super Series. We thank you all for tuning in all weekend. Big shout out to Jake Jablonski for producing all this for us. We'll see you back next week for more MLQ action. And